Welcome back guys, hope you're all doing great. Today in this video we are going to discuss about how to create this nice video block by using NextJs, Tailwind CSS and Firebase, and these animations are done by using GSAP. And let's have a look at it one more time how the animations are done in this project. And you see these animations are nicely done and it's having this nice hover effect and the scroll bar over here, and you can scroll horizontally also without using any buttons. You can scroll through horizontally. So these are the collections user can change, and here you can switch between from one video to another. And when I'm changing these videos, you can see that it's having this nice animation effects over there. Here we go. And when I'm start playing that video, you can see that name it's disappeared over there. Okay, and if I have a look, if I click this, you can see that when I'm playing it, it moves up, and when I am pause that video, it will brings back in. So it doesn't affect the user view of the video. And let's see how responsive it is. And if you right click and inspect these elements, this is how it looks in the tablet screen, and this is how it looks in the mobile screen. This is completely responsive, so that you can view this website in any screens like tablets or mobiles or even in the desktops. So it will support all kinds of screens. Okay, and let's see how to create this project from the scratch. So without wasting your time, let's get started. Okay guys, I hope you are too excited to start this project. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to create a project. So to create a project, open up your command prompt and navigate to your desired folder location. So let me navigate to my folder, editing, cd YouTube, cd December folder. And here we need to create that project. So to create this project, just follow my screen. So what you need to do is you just need to run this command like npx create hyphen next app, not react app, because we are not going to create a react project. You are going to create a next. So create next app. So we are going to install an extension. So hyphen e, that extension is with Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS. So this will create a pre-configured Tailwind CSS with Next.js application. So that's why we are using this hyphen e with Tailwind CSS. So now you need to create a project name. What's the project name you need to create? So I need to create this next app with the project name video app hyphen, not video app, sorry, video block hyphen YT YouTube. So press enter. So that will create this project. So this might take a while. So in that meanwhile, let's see how this project is completely wireframed. And if I open up this browser and see, this is a screenshot of this project, nothing but. So if you have a look at it, it's having this header section, that's a separate component, and this main container, that's a separate component. Inside this main container, we having two main divisions. One is your left side menu bar, and another one is right side your this complete main screen. So inside this, we can break it up into two main divisions. The main container is break into two, and that's having this top list and this bottom list. In the top list, you can see it's break into two columns. That's one is for your video and another one is for your recommended video list. And this is our collections. So this is how our complete website is wireframed. So before starting your website, the wireframe is really important because you need to wireframe it properly. Otherwise, it makes more complex when you're designing for mobile screens. So I hope this wireframe is suitable for mobile screen and as well the tablet screens. Okay. So now I think so. Yep, here we go. Our project is now successfully created, and let's navigate to our project CD video YouTube, and I'm opening it up in the Visual Studio Code. I'm using this Visual Studio Code editor. You guys can use any editor as you preferred, because I love to use this. So before starting this, what are the extensions? There are some extensions comes handy when you're using the Visual Studio Code. So you need to install these extensions. The first one is ES6 React snippets. That's really important because Next.js is works on the React framework only. So more or less, it's kind of looks like a React.js only. So here you need to install this ES6, ES7 Reacts and React snippets. This is really important because this is really useful. And along with this, you need to install this Tailwindcss extension also, because it shows you the suggestions of the classes, Tailwindcss classes. So that's really helpful when you're writing the codings, when you're writing the code. Okay. So these two plugins are really important when you're working with Next.js and Tailwindcss. After this, let's have a look how our project is structured, and here we go. You can see that it's having this public folder and it's having this pages folder. This is our pages folder. If you want to create a multi-page website, you need to create multi-pages, multiple components inside this pages folder, and it's having the API folder also. By default, it has its own API. Okay, if you are working with if you need to configure the API too, you can have it inside the same project itself. Okay, but we are not going to touch that API in this video because we are not going to use any APIs. And here, if you have a look at it, this is our main file, index.js. These are the files. It's having a bunch of coding in it. Let's see what's having it. Open up your deployment server. So let's open up your terminal and let's start our deployment servers. CLS, and to run, what we need to do is npm run dev, that means developer. So you need to run it in a developer mode. So because Next.js using JIT, that means JIT engine, JIT, JIT engine is because just in time engine. It takes some time, so it will show you some warning also. So you need to run this in the developer mode only. Okay, I hope our deployment server is started, and it started in localhost 3000. Let's fire it up. Open up localhost 3000, and here we go. This is what we have inside our Next.js project so far. So we don't need any of this content inside this. So let me delete it, close it. From here all the way to bottom, we don't need anything in between it. So delete everything, save the changes. And let's change this to video blog Next.js. Okay, save the changes. Nothing has happened. Our title is changed. So far everything is empty. So now what we need to do is we just need to start writing the main coding. So let's say if I'm typing something here, so I'm just typing h1. Hey guys, save the changes, and let's see. Here we go. We have our text exactly in the center location because it's by default it's having the flex box and everything over here. So what we need to do, I'll remove it, everything over here, delete it, and now you can see that everything is in the top left corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the main background color. So to change this background color, first of all, what you need to do is you need to know what are the default colors it's having in the Tailwind CSS. If let's say I want to change the background color, right? So BG for background. If I search for red or something, you can see it's having its own color palette. Okay, so if you're not sure about where you need to, if you're not sure about the color or color code for your project, you can use this built-in color codes. And if you want to look at their website, let's open up their documentation, and let me search for Tailwind CSS and go to the docs. And over here, if you search for color palette, color. Yeah, here, color palette. And here you go. These are the colors. They can they are it supports. These are the color codes, and you just need to choose the color for your project. And we can customize our own colors for our website. So that's what we are going to do now. To customize our own color, by default, you can have this. You can see that it's having that tailwind config.js. Here we are. This in this place only we are going to customize these colors. And let's see how to customize the color. Um, if I search for color, it's looking, this doc is completely looking today different today. I think they upgraded it. Docs, colors, customizing your theme. So if you click the customizing your theme, and you can see that in the tailwind.config.js, you need to inside this extend object, you need to use this custom colors object. So let me copy these colors and then go to your Tailwindcss, and inside this extend theme extend object, we need to create a new object called colors colon open an object. So now it's everything is simple. You just need to create an object and you need to give the value for your that particular object. So let's say the object I'm going to create is main bg colon, and the value I'm going to supply is hash 040506, not at, it's a hash, sorry, 040506. Save the changes, and now let's apply, use that color over here. So bg main main bg. Here we go. Now our color code is configured, and if I save the changes and check it out, it's showing like this because we never written any width and height for our main screen. So what I can do is I'll give the width. It should take the complete width of the screen. That means viewport 100 VW, and it should take the complete screen height 100 VH. Okay, so this is how it comes really handy when you're installed that Tailwind CSS extension in Visual Studio Code. Okay, now you can see that it's having this background color completely with complete screen height. Okay, so I hope it's pretty done. Then what we need to do is we need to move for header section. Okay, so if you have a look at it in the screenshot, what we're having in this header section, you can see it's having this logo and the search bar and these two icons, and it's having this image and a name over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep everything, the logo, these videos and all these things in my Firebase, not in a local file, to keep it simple. So I'll keep it in the Firebase and pull everything from the Firebase. So open up your Firebase console. So navigate to your firebase.google.com, open up your console. I already created a Firebase project, so all you have to do is just create a project, type a project name and create a new project. Okay, so let me open up my project. Once you created a new project, it will ask you to create an app. Just click it and create a new app for your Firebase project. Okay, once it's done, go to the storage location, click the storage, and here you need to upload all your files that you need to use for this project. For instance, if I click the video, these are the videos I'm going to use completely in my project. And if you click these images, these are the images I need to use for this project. Okay, so if you click this, and here we go, if you click it, it will takes you to that particular image. So this is the URL we need. Okay, so currently we leave this image. So where is the logo? Logo, here we go. This is the logo. So if I click this, this is the logo I needed. So I just need to copy it. I can use it inside my NextJs, inside my app. Okay, so let's open up the over here. I don't need this, So instead of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new separate component. So in the root folder, right click, new folder, and create components. Sorry, spelling mistake. Components. Okay, so now all your custom components should be inside this components folder, and keep this components folder outside of your pages folder. Otherwise, when you're doing some routing, it will make some problems. Anyway, we are not going to do any routing in this video, maybe in upcoming videos, but make sure that you created the components in the outside of this pages folder. Okay, so let me right click it and create a new file and create as a header.js and underscore RFC. We created the header and header. Let's import that, and it's imported and our header is loaded now. So now what we need to do, let's have a look at this screenshot. It's having this logo first, and then search box, and then profile container. So we having three main divisions inside this. What are the things? First thing is your logo. First thing is your logo. Then the second thing is your search box. Then the third one is your profile container. Inside this, it's having lots of things. That's we don't need to. Inside each everything, it's having lots of things. We don't need to concern about it, because once we started moving on, we can make changes, something like that. So first let's load the image. So image tag, open the image tag, and then I'll go here, copy this image link, and then I paste it over here. So let's see how it's loaded, and here we go. It's loaded that image completely. Okay, so if you're keeping your image in your local folder, like an image folder, so what you need to do is this image tag, it doesn't support in NextJs, because image, for loading image from locally, NextJs has its own component called image. You need to use this component, next image component, that will import that component, and inside it's have different props. For loading the source, you need to use the source, and for define the width, you need to give the width and height. Like this, you need to use its own component for loading your images from the locally. Anyway, I'm loading the image from the Firebase through the link, through the CDN link. That's why I'm using this component. If you're loading your image from your local machine, make sure that you're using this image component from NextApp. Okay, so now our images is loaded. We need to style it. So first let's style something for our header main class. So class name. So inside this, everything need to come in a single row. So make sure it's a flex. Okay, it's a flex, and then everything should be in the center. So item center, not vertically, horizontally it should be in the center. Then what we need to do is not horizontally, actually it's vertically, I'm sorry. Then the width, it should be full. That means 100%. If you have a look at it, it's showing that width is 100%. Okay, so it should take the complete width of the screen. So width 100%, and I'm fixing the height. So if you have a look at it, it's having some default height configuration by itself. You can go with pixels anywhere from here, or if you want to use your custom pixel sizes. So what you need to do is you just need to hatch hyphen, that means for height hyphen, open it, open these square brackets, and inside the square brackets you need to give your custom sizes, so 80 pixels. So let me change the color now so that you can see that how it looks. You can see this is the header what we created, and our image is looking inside. It's not good. We can change it. So we can give some different color. So let me use some different color for now so that we can differentiate it what we are doing inside it. Okay, so Now let's concentrate on our image, and let me write some class for this image class name. So I need to reduce the width of this image, right? So width, it's going to be 40 pixels, and height, it's going to be 40 pixels. And now we can see that that image is perfectly fit inside our header, but it's not, it's too close to the edge. So we need to add some padding effect for this. So here I'm just adding the padding. So for padding, like top and bottom, PY, top and bottom, it's need to use 4. That means how many pixels? 16 pixels. Okay. And let's see, it's having that space. And for like px, that means the padding left and right. So what I'm going to do, px, it's going to use 8. That means 32 pixels. See, now we have that in this left and right, we have that padding effect. Okay. So what I need to do is, and even when I'm reducing the screen size, you can see that when I'm reducing the screen size, still it's taking this same padding effect. So this will affect when I'm working with the small screens. So what I need to do is, when it comes to small screen, it's need to use like the padding. I need to reduce this padding effect. So for small screen, SM means small screen. For small screen, you need to use the that padding effect should be 4. Okay, but still it's nothing happened. Why it's nothing happened? It's because by default the Tailwind take the small screen from 680 pixels. For small screen means minimum width for 680 pixel, and for maximum screen it's for like you can say, see, when I move above the 680 pixels, you can see that margin is too close. When I'm reduce it a little bit smaller, then see, it's still having that same thing. It's why it's happening. It's because Tailwind CSS is pre-configured for small screen. It started from 680 pixels. Okay, so what we need to do is we just need to customize it for our own. So open up their documentation and search for screen, customizing screens, and here we go. See, small screen, it's starting from 640 and 768 and 1024. So we just need to configure this settings. So I'll just copy these screens from here, copy it, and go to your Tailwind configuration. So right after this object, paste it and delete these all unwanted spaces and command. We don't need these things. Okay, I'm just going to change this size for our custom size. So what I'm going to use is, I'm just going to use as 320 pixels. From the minimum width of 320 pixels itself, it should take. And this, I'm just, instead of 768, I'm going to use 720, or we can, okay, I'm just going with 768 itself. So leave it as it is. We are not going to change it. Okay, save the changes. Then what we need to do is, now if you have a look at it over here, see, now it's having that padding effect. Okay, so for small screen, it looks like when it comes to medium screen, it's need to change. Still it remains in that place. So what I'm going to need to do is, instead of this px8, that means from the medium device, take this size. Now we can see that it's taken that size. So this is how you need to write the responsiveness in by using Tailwind CSS in Next app. Okay, so now our image is completely responsive. That means our header is completely responsive for the main screen. That means we made that padding like this. We need to adjust each and every single element inside this header section. So now let's write the styles for main header. Okay, so header is done so far, padding effects, everything is done. Then what we need to do is, we need to write the styles for our image size. It's done and everything. Okay, like the same way for the right, I need to reduce the size for the this image also. So what I'm going to do is in this during the small screen, for the small screen, not the width of my image should be 30 pixels, and in the same way the height of the image, it should be 30 pixels. Okay, so what happened? I think image size, it's reduced a little bit. Yeah, because it's overwriting this 40 pixels. So what I need to do is, let's say, use this from medium screen. So this will take that problem. Okay, so use this height and width on medium screens, from the medium screens, and use this height and width for the small screens. Okay, after this, what we need to do is, I need to write these styles for our search box. Okay, so yeah, let's write these styles for the search box. So search box, for the search box, what we need to do, so first I'm going to create a division for search box. So inside the search box, we need to have one icon. You can see that it's having this search icon and it's having that input field. So for icons, what we are going to use is, we are going to use this icons, Material UI icons. Okay, so if you navigate to mui.com or materialui.com, it will navigate to this website, and go ahead and copy this command and execute it in your command prompt inside your folder, project folder. Let it install. What happened? It's not installing. Click it, copy it again, paste it, install. Yep, now it's installing. So let it install. In the meanwhile, we go ahead and search for icons from here. Search for icons. So this is my recent search, that's why it's showing here. So search for icons, click it, and here you can see it's having this material icons. So for that, we need to install this package. So copy this package and open up your terminal and install this one too. Let it install, and if you click here, search the full list of these icons. So click here, you can see that full list of this complete icons. See, now we can see that complete icons. It's having different categories: filled, outline, rounded, two-tone, sharp. Anyway, we are going to use the filled icons only. You can search every single icons from here. For instance, if I'm searching for dashboard, see, I'm having a different dashboard icons over here. So you can choose these icons. If you click it, you just need to copy it and import it in your project. That's all you need to do. And let's see. Yep, now it's installed. Let me open up my project, and here we go. First, what I need to do is, first of all, I need the search icon inside this division. So let me bring that search icon. So open it and search, type search. It's loading. What happened? It's not showing. So maybe first time, let's import it manually. Import from at material icons, MIUI material UI icon. So search. Yeah, this is the icon we need to use. Open it. So what we need to do, we can give material instead of this package, we can use it as a root package. And let me use that search over here. Yeah, now it's showing. So yeah, search usually it will comes automatically, but now I don't know why it's happening like this. You just need to import it. You import your root directory first. This is not your root directory. I'm talking about this. So import it. Then after this, if you type the icon name, it will automatically import it over there. Okay, so now our search icon is loaded over there, and we need to have the input field. So let me have an input, and along with the placeholder as search. And where is our project? It's showing, definitely it will throws this error. So when you're using Material UI in Next.js, we don't have this emotion react and emotion styled component. So styled, like what to say, this packages. We need to install this packages in our next app. So copy this, and then if you search for this, you can see these two packages are really important. So what you need to do for the styled components, we need to use it. So copy this, because Material UI is using the styled component, so we need to install that. So go ahead and type npm install these two packages, at emotion react and at emotion styled. We need these two packages to run perfectly. Then only the Material UI will run perfectly in our projects, so you don't need to panic about it. Now if you refresh it, it's throwing error. Yeah, because we need to rerun our deployment server. So stop your server once again and rerun it. Now it's refreshing. It's loading. Still we are getting the error. Why it's showing? Wait a second. Let me delete this first. Okay, so there is no problem with our project. So now it's still refreshing. Yep, now our images icon is loaded. Okay, so maybe because of that package mistakes, we made a mistake previously. Okay, so now our image is loaded anyway. That's fine, that's good. So now we need to configure this. So what we need to do, I need to move this from this image a little bit farther. So what I can do is I can do class name. What I have to do is I need to move it from the left side of the margin. So I can give margin left ML, margin left 20. 20 means you can say 80 pixels or something. I think that's more than enough, right? See, now we have the nice space between your logo and that search box. Okay, then what we need to do is we need to fix a background color. So first what I can do, I need to give a background color for this search box. If you have a look at it, it's having this nice search box. That search box, it's having a nice background color. See, it's having this background color. So what we can do is I can go here and let me copy that color code from there. Okay, so I just click here. That's the color code that it's using 100F14. So I'm using this Power Toys to as a color picker tool to choose a color from any websites randomly in the browser. So you can search for Microsoft Power Toys, then install it, and you can use this color picker, and it really comes handy when if you're a developer. So click here, that color code is copied, and go to your Tailwind configurations and type create a new object inside your search box. So I'm just giving a search bg, and then I'm just going to paste that color code which I copied from there, and we need to give it over here bg search bg, and that will have that bg. Actually, you can see that it's having that bg over here. See, that background color is applied, but there is no padding and height, and that's why it's showing like this. So what I can do now, so from here what we need to do is we need to fix the height for this search box. I'm going to fix the height as 40 pixels. See, now you can see that it's having this height, that background color and everything, 40 pixels. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some padding. So px2. Okay, so I'm not going to give a padding on a y from the top and bottom because I'm going to use the flex box. So make the flex item center. That will bring everything in the center. See, now we can see that everything is in the center. Then I need to reduce this sharp edges. So what I'm going to use is rounded. So rounded, I'm going to use medium rounded, and you can see that now it doesn't have that sharp edges, right? And I need to make sure the overflow should not come out. So overflow hidden. Now it doesn't have any overflow outside the search box. And now let's target this search class, search icon, that needs to use a color, right? So I'm going to fix a color for this search. So text. So I'm going to use the gray color, gray 400. And now you can see that this icon very loud, so clear. Okay. After this, what we need to do is we need to target your input field. So class enter, class name, and first of all we need to make sure that it's using the complete width and height of your that particular search box. So width full, height full. Now you can see that it takes that available width and height. After that, what we need to do is sorry, so let me open this, and I need to make sure the BG should be transparent. So BG transparent. Then we need to see, now it doesn't have that background, it's that white background, but still it's having this outline and border. So we need to remove that outline, none, border, none. Now we don't have that outline and border effect because even if you click it, it doesn't happen. But see, that color, the text color is gone. So what we need to do is we need to configure our own text color. So let me go here and let me create my own text color. Let me create a new object over here, text color. So my text color is going to be hash b1 b1 b1, and let me use it inside here, text color. And now you can see that the text color is working perfectly. Okay, but still I need to configure that placeholder, right? I need to configure that placeholder. So placeholder need to be little bit placeholder placeholder, where is it? Placeholder. This placeholder color should be gray 300 or 400. 400, we can go with 400 because that's what we are using for that icon, right? Yep, gray 400. Now these both are in same color, but still it's very close to this icon, right? So let me add some padding effect. Let me bring this to next line so that you can see it clearly. And after here, px2. Now it has some space between it, right? So the search box is done perfectly, right? So then what we need to do, we need to move to our profile container. You can see we having this profile container over here, and it's having these icons and this profile container. You can say this is our main division. That's a complete profile container. Inside this, we're having these two icons and this name section. Let's do it. So first we are creating our main container, profile container. Inside this, we need to create that, we need to have the two different icons. So let's say this is settings icons and this is notification icon. If you want to search, you can search over here. If you search for settings, you can see that icon over here. And if you search for notification, sorry, spelling mistake, notification, you can see different kinds of notifications icons over here. Okay, so I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to import it directly from here. So these things are going to be a button, not just a simple icon, and these things are going to be a button. So what I need to do is, so by default in Material UI, we have an option called icon button, this one, icon button. And inside this, if I'm importing that settings icon, you can see that now this it's loaded and it's having this nice click event. If you have a look at it, see, it's having this nice click event because we didn't customize this button, and it's having that nice wave effects, everything. Because of this dark background color, it's not looking that much good. Okay. We can customize it, no problem. So let me copy this and paste it one more time over here, and I'll change this to notification. Change it. See the changes. What it's showing? It's showing error. There is no notifications. I noted. Notifications. Yep. Now we have that notification icon over there. We need to bring it to the end. So what I need to do is, first of all, is class name. We'll make it as a flex first. Flex items center, and justify evenly among them. Okay. Then I'm fixing the height. It's a 40 pixels. Okay, nothing happened so far. Then I'm fixing the width for currently now. I'm fixing the width. For the large screen, the width, it should take the 25% of the header width. Okay, if you have a background, if you give some background color, and you can see that, see, it takes the 25% of its background, and you can see that they distributed evenly inside that background space. Okay, then what I need to do is I need to push it completely to the end. So for that, I just need to give margin left auto. That will be pushed completely to the left side. Okay, then what I need to do is I need to create a onboard division. Inside this division, we are going to have an image, and after that we are going to have a paragraph tag. So let me bring up the image. For image, I'm going to use this portrait I'm already having in the Firebase, and let me open this link, copy it, and I'm going to use it inside here. So that will load that image in our container. It's loaded, but it's awkward. Let's fix that. Class name. First we need to fix the width and height, right? So width I'm going with 40 pixels, 40 pixels, height 40 pixels. Now you can see that it's 40 pixels and 40 pixels, but still it's not in a perfect shape. It's in a round shape, so I need to make it rounded. So rounded full, that means 100 percentage. Okay, and the image should fit perfectly, so object fit cover. Now the image will perfectly fit inside, and it's having that nice round shape also. Okay, and it should not, when it's shrinking, it should not shrink that much. I need to make sure, so minimum width should be always 40 pixels only. Okay, that's why we are giving the minimum width. Minimum width should always be 40 pixels only. It should not shrink when it's, because it's a subtle shape, right? Because when it gets shrinked, it looks in a oval shape, so we should not allow that. That's why. After this image, I'm having a paragraph tag. Okay, inside this paragraph tag, I'm going to type my name, should be Ravi, and I'm going to have a span tag for my designation. So let's say I'm just giving, this is the product designer, save the changes, and now you can see we have the name, everything over here. Okay, so let me remove this background color so that we can configure it for our real thing. Okay, and let me remove our header background color also, because I don't need any header background color for it. Let me bring it up over here. So I just removed our header background color now. Okay, now our image or search box, and we can't see the icons, so let's bring up our icons first. So for icons, what we need to do is settings. These are our icons, settings and notifications. Hold your control key and click here so that you can write the same styles at the same time for two different icons at the same time, because these two icons are going to use the same thing only. No, not much that different. So class name, and here we are going to use the text gray color for 400 is one. Then on hover, when I'm hovering it, it's need to use our color, text color. Okay, save the changes, and now see, you can see that when I'm hovering it, it's using our color little bit darker. Okay, so that now it's arranged perfectly. We need to fix this name and our image section. So to bring everything in the same line, so I'm using flexbox for this division. Class name, it's, I'm going to use the flex, so flex, and item center. Now you can see that they are arranged in a straight line. I need to fix this name first. Let's change the color for this paragraph tag. Class, what we can give text color, text color, and I'm going to give a font size as 16 pixels, and it should be bold, font bold. And from the left of the image, it need to have some space. Now you can see that it's having this space over here. I need to bring this to new line. So what I'm going to do is this span tag, it's going to take all the available space. So block, display block. So that will be in a next line. There we go. But the size is too big, so I need to reduce the size. Text, oops, 12 pixels. That's, I think, fine, but I need to change the color a little bit for it. So we can increase the color. So text gray 500. I think now it's fine. That's neat and clear. Okay, let's see how responsive it is when I'm reducing the screen sizes. Reduce it. Okay, so see here, they are very close to each other. So what I'm going to do is, for this icon, for the large screen, they need to have some space. So for this icons button, class name, for the large screen, only for the large screen, in the both left and right margins, it should take 16 pixels. Okay, now for the big screen, you can see it's having that space. When I'm reducing it, it doesn't have that space. Okay, but when it comes to mobile screen, I don't want this search box, so I'm just going to remove that search box on the mobile screen. So what I need to do is, all I need to do is just to make sure that is hidden when it reaches the mobile screen. Where is our search box? Over here. I'll press enter and I'll type the class name over here. On the small screen, I don't need it hidden. Now it will not appear in the small screen. Cool. Then it's working fine. Okay. See, but the problem is when once I hidden in the small screen, it's not working on the medium screen. It's not displaying it automatically. So what I need to do is, I need to write the styles for that one also. But from the medium screen, you need to be flex. So medium screen flex. Okay, now you can see it in the medium screen. It will be disappeared in the small screen. It will be appeared in the medium screen, from the medium screen. Okay, so now our header is completely responsive. Cool. Next, what we need to do, we need to write the styles for our this main container section. Okay, we'll write for it. Our header is completed now, so let me move on to our next section. That's our main container. Okay, cool. Over here, first of all, what we need to do, we need to have two important sections. What is that? One is left menu and right the main container. So let me open a div. Inside this div, this division, it's going to take the complete width and height. Whatever the width and height it's available, it's need to take that complete width and height, right? So let's check that. So class name, let's give a blue color for right now. Blue. It should take the complete width and it should take the complete with all the available 100% width and things. Let's see. See? Okay. So it's overflowing. So all we need to do is we just need to remove that overflow. What we can do is we can just add that overflow hidden for our and then if you search for calculate width, width. Where it is? Where are you? How to calc width in Tailwind CSS. How to use calc method in the Tailwind CSS? Okay, this is how we need to write the calculated method in our Tailwind CSS. Cool. Now, if I open our, instead of this, what I'm going to do is I need to find out the header height, right? We need to find out this header height. You can see that header height is 80 pixels. We fixed that height as 80 pixels. What I need to do is I need to remove that height. Instead of hard coding as 100 pixel, I need to calculate it. So width, it's going to be full, because width, it's no changes in that, but height I need to calc it. So calc, open the bracket, as I said here, calc. Okay, and from the 100%, right, from the 100%, we need to minus that. So there should not be any space in between it, so don't leave any space. Minus 80 pixels. Save the changes. Now let's see. We don't have that overflow, because you can see that, and right click, inspect this one, and you can see that it's calculated that height perfectly. Calc 100% minus 80 pixels. That styles, it's written perfectly. Okay, so Stack Overflow, thanks for your help. It's perfectly done, but still I don't want any overflow, right? So I'm just going to make sure all the overflow are hidden. Okay, we need to make sure that all the overflows are hidden in this thing. Boom, now everything is done. Okay, so anyway, I need to make sure, so flex, if you give it flex, everything will be messed up like this. So flex column, so to keep it simple. Okay, now it's fine. So flex column, it's done. After this, what we need to do is we just need to move on to our menu. If you see here, it's having lots of menu sections. So we need to create a reusable component for these different menus over here. So inside this, as we discussed, first we need to fix this layout structure for our this menu and this main component. So this is going to be your left menu, and that's the division for it, and the menu ends over here, and this is where our main container starts, main container, and this is the division for the main container, and this is where our main container ends. Okay, so now let's write the styles for your left menu. So we need to fix the width for our menu, right? So we need to fix the menu for width for our menu, left menu. So from the medium screens, so for the medium screens, class name for the medium screens, medium colon, for the medium screens width, it should take the 10% width, right? It's need to take the 10% of the width. Okay, and it should take the complete height. Inside everything, it's going to be a flex, but not in a single row. It's going to be in a column direction. So flex column, and align the items exactly in the center. Okay, let's give some background color for now, a dark blue. Now you can see that it's having this, the perfect width length. Okay, so when it comes to small screen, it still takes that same width only. See, it's taking that same width. So what I need to do is I need to make some changes. So when I'm reducing it to small screen, it's taking complete width. See, it's because of that problem, because we never written a style for the small screen. So from the small screen, it's need to take the width as How much percentage we can give? 6%, I think so. It's enough. 6. Oops, 6 is too small. Then we'll fix the minimum width. The minimum width you should take 60 pixels. Here we go. And we'll give the same thing over here. Instead of 6%, we can give 60 pixels. That's fine, I think so. Now we have a responsive left menu. See? We have a nice and responsive left side menu container. That's fine. Okay, now let's have a inside it. I'll bring it inside now. So now what we need to do is we need to create a reusable component for this menu. Okay, so in the promo, as I show you, when I'm hovering it, okay, it have a nice it brings up this that name of this icon, what kind of point it's a dashboard or whatever it is. When I'm hovering it, it displays that icon name over here. So like that's a tooltip. So what I need to do is I need to have inside that thing, we need to create two important things. Okay, so what we can do, I need to create a new component called menu. What we can say, menu or menu item. Let's say menu item dot js and underscore rfc fce. Okay, so then we need to use it inside here as a menu item, not menu item. Make sure that you're not installing this material UI. We need to import our components slash and double check it. Yes, component, it's imported. Okay, then what we need to do, it's loaded. Go ahead here, and from here inside this menu item you need to have two important things. One is your icon and another one is your division. So I'll show you what is that division is. So first I'm going to have an icon. Inside this icon, so this is going to take a prop because this should be a reusable component, right? So I'm going to send an icon as a prop and another one, the name of this this particular menu. So this icon is going to use the icon itself, icon, and inside this I'm going to have one more division, and inside that division I'm going to have a paragraph tag, and that paragraph tag is going to display the name itself, name. So I need to use these two props over here. Props is nothing but properties for that component. So the icon component, it's going to carry out what is that whatever the icon. So first, what is the first icon we're having here? Dashboard. So let's say dashboard. I'm going to send the dashboard icon, and the name property is going to carry out, it's take out the name of that menu. So dashboard. So we created a component with the two props, and that props are icon and name. Icon is carrying on the icon property, the complete icon, and name it's carrying out its the menu name, and that will be used inside this component. Save the changes, and now you should see that icon and the dashboard. Okay, so later what we need to do, you just need to change this name for your remaining the new icons and everything. So this is how you need to create a reusable component. Now the styles, it's looking pretty awkward, so we need to style it properly. What I need to do is first I'll write the styles for this basic, the overall thing. Okay, so this is need to be what we can say, first we need to bring everything in a straight line, flex, and items center. and the cursor should be a pointer. Now you can see that when I'm using it, it shows that pointer and everything in a straight line. Then what we need to do is we need to make it as a relative position and relative. Then I need to write the styles for this icon. This icon color, it's going to be text gray color 500, text gray color 500, and I'm going to increase the width, scale length. So scale, I'm going to give 125, so that the icon will looks much bigger, and you can see now it looks much bigger. Then what we need to do is we need to write the styles for this paragraph tag, class name, that's going to use our main background color text, main VG color. Okay, it still looks dark, and that's more than enough. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some changes for this icon, that look of this particular menu name. So for this class name, okay, so for this what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the position for this absolute, then it will be in the absolute position like this. Then what we need to do is I'm going to, from the left, I'm going to move it further a little bit, so 10 from the left, so you can see that it's moved like this. If you want, you can increase it a little bit. I'm just going with 12. Okay, I think that's fine. Then what we need to do, we need to change the background color, so BG text color I'm going to use. Now you can see that the background color is changed. Then in the PX left and right 4, and then top and bottom 1. That's enough. Then rounded MD, rounded medium, so that you don't have that sharp edges. Then I need to bring up a small caret icon because it needs to point this thing, otherwise the user can't understand what it's doing. So we need to create a small rectangle over here, a small triangle shape over there. So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to create a rectangle and we are going to rotate it for 45 degree. So go to next line. Before, okay, we are going to create a before pseudo element. Before, it's going to be absolute, and before we are going to create a width of 15 pixels, and before, there is no way you need to, every time you need to write this before, and because I never find a solution for it, I'm still searching, is there any possible to write it only one time, but till now I didn't find anything, so I'm just writing it before every time. Before, and before it needs to be rounded, and before color, let's, for right now I'm just using the color as red so that we can clearly see that how it looks. See, you can see that thing over here, right? So what I need to do is I need to place the position. So before left 0, it's very close to your left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a custom pixel size. So minus 5 pixels, I think that's enough. I think so, 5 pixels. Yeah, now it's a little bit outside. Let's go with 6 pixels. That's more than enough. Then what we need to do is, then from the top we don't need to move, or let's say before top 2, that's perfectly center. Now we need to rotate it. So before rotate 45 degree. Now it's rotated. You can see that it's rotated. Then instead of red color, we'll use the same background color. And now here we go. You can see that small caret symbol which is pointing out your icon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I just need to bring this when I'm hovering it, so I need to make it hidden. So this should be hidden by default. Okay, hidden. So what I need to do is when I'm hovering it, I need to bring it up. So what I need to do is, so we are going to use the group hover property which comes along with your Tailwind CSS. So I need to make it as a group. So group, create a group. Okay, this is an overall group. When I'm hovering it, I need to bring that thing. So when I'm hovering this one first, when I'm hovering it, first I'll change the color. So when I'm group hover, I'll change the text color to text color. Okay, now the color is changing over here. See, in the same way, we need to bring it up over here. So how this group hover is work, because when I'm hovering this group, the entire hover event will active for the entire group, not for a single element. If you're writing a hover event for this particular element inside this, it doesn't work as a group, it works as a single element. So Tailwind CSS provides you as a group object, so that will trigger the hover event for the entire group which is comes inside that group. That's why we are using the group. So when group hover, we need to make it as a block. Okay, and that should be top of every layer. So z index 50, that will be top of every single layer. Now when I'm hovering it, you can see that it's bringing up that nice division over there. Okay, we are pretty much done now. What we need to do is we just need to position it properly. So let me copy this and paste it few more times. Okay, so I'm just going to paste it few more times for the different menus over here. We're having different menus for that purpose. Copy it. How many times we need to paste? How many menus we having over here? 2, 4, 6, 8. So we need to paste it 7 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Save the changes. Now see, everything is coming in over here and it's working fine, but that is the space between them, it's not looking good. So for that we can fix it by over here. All you just need to give, like what do you need to give, like justify, we can say evenly, justify evenly. I think that solves the problem. Yeah, that solves the problem. See, now everything they justify the space between them evenly from the top to bottom. Okay, so let's change the name. So first this, the second one, it's going to be video games, video game asset. That's going to be games, and the third one, it's going to be local movies, and it's going to be streamer, then trending up icon, trending, then chat icon, messages, then favorite, at last log out. Save the changes and let's see. See, now all the icons are loaded and everything is perfect. So we created a reusable component for our menu item. It's successfully done. Now let's remove this background color. We don't need this background color. And over here to save changes. There we go. Okay, but this is not perfectly aligned. So what we need to do is, so I'm just going to move that header image a little bit further inside by giving some margin left or something. We can say mm, 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 where it is the header image for the large device, only on the large device margin left needs to be 30 pixels. That's perfect now. Okay, it's perfectly arranged. And let's see how responsive it is. Okay, look at that. See, everything is working perfectly as we expected. Here we go. So it's completely responsive for the small screen and for the big screen. Whew. After that, what we need to do? We completed the left menu. Then we need to move on to our main menu container over here. So this division should take what we can say. This division should take the width as what is the width we have over here? Over here from the medium device, it's taking 10% of the width. So we need to give as a 90% width for medium device. For the medium device, it should take the width, that means from the medium device, 90%. Okay, so if you class name, sorry, not class name, if you are adding some background color, we are already inside the class name. So we should see that color now. Why? Because, oh, height. I forgot to give the height. Sorry. Height, it should take and height also. Yeah, height. It should take the parent height completely. Is there any mistakes? Medium device width 90%. Height. Why it's not coming? Inspect elements. Where is it? Inside this division, left menu. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, that's my bad. Why it's not coming? It's because it's going right next to this menu container. Over this menu container, it's right after here. We need to make this main container as a flex. Then you can see it. Make it as a flex. See, now we can see it. Here we go. We have our nice container. It's pretty good. When I am making it to the small screen, we need to adjust the width. See, this doesn't happening. It's because only we return a width only for the medium screen. That's why. So for the small screen, what this guy need to take is for the small screen. What's the small screen? We fix 60 pixels, so we need to calculate the width. So for the small screen, take the 100% of the. We need to calculate. Calc 100 from the 100% of width. We need to minus 60 pixels. Say the changes. Now let's see whether it's working or not. Ooh, yeah, it's working perfectly. Okay, So our width is calculated for the small screen, medium screen, and for big screen. So fine, we are done with the main calculations over here. Then what we need to do, I don't need this background. Let me delete it. We don't need that background anymore. Okay. After this, press enter. After here, what we need to do, we need to bring up our top list. So what we're having here, if you have a look at it, we're having a top list and a bottom list, right? You can say top section or bottom section, whatever it is. Okay. So inside this, we're having two things. One, that's our top section, and we'll create a division for it. Div top section ends here, and we having bottom section, create a division, and that bottom section ends here. Done. Okay. Inside this top section, what we having two divisions, right? And instead of calculating this width manually, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the grid box. I'm going to use the grid. That's make the work really simple. Instead of calculating the width here and there for medium and small division, everything, I'm going to use the grid. So that solves the problem. Class name. Okay. So this top section, it's going to take the complete width. Okay, complete width. So width, it's going to be full. Okay, width is going to be full, and height, this one should take only the 70% of the height. Let's say BG red. Okay, can see that now it's occupies this place. And this bottom section should take class name. It should take the width as full, as much of possible it can take, and the height, it should be 30%, because that we are using 70. So here I'm using 30%, and BG, I'm just going to use a dark red now. And see, we having that, it's taken that perfect space between them. So inside this top section, as I said, we're having two divisions, right? One is left and another one is for right. Okay, so this is your main video container, and this is your recommended list. Okay, that two division, our video container and our recommended list. So this video container section, that division. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, as I said, I'm going to break this as a we can say, for instance, I'm just typing number now over here, 5 a number. So that will simply display the number over here like this. See, you can see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create it as a grid, this complete division, this one as a grid. So grid, I'm going to break the grid columns as a 3 columns. Grid calls three columns, and the gap between is, I'm going to give the gap as 8 pixels, the column gap between the 8 pixels, and the main padding, it should takes 2 pixels padding. Now you can see that this is column 1, column 2, and column 3. Why we are taking as a 3 columns is because this video should take the 2 column spaces completely. For recommended list, only 1 column space is enough. It should take this 3 column space completely. So what I'm going to do is, for this video container, I'm going to write a class as, okay, so for the medium devices, from the medium devices, take the column span as 2. For the medium devices, take the column span as 2. Now you can see that it's taking this complete column span. If you're changing the background color, so let me delete this background color, and if I give a background color for this BG blue 400. Now you can see that, see, it's taking that complete 2 column spaces. And for this second division, instead of, and for this, oops, class name. And for the second division, instead of column span 2, I'm going to use it as 1. That's going to be 1. Okay, so that should use the column span as 1. You can see we having that main video container, so that structure is complete. You can understand the structure now. What we did is we created a grid box with 3 different columns. So inside that, instead of having a 3 column, I'm just having a 2 column only. How I'm making a 2 column? I just made that first 2 columns should completely taken by the video container, and the remaining 1 column, it's for the recommended list. So we successfully created that, and when I try to make it responsive, see what's happening. It's still shrinking it. See, still it's taking the 3 column for the small screen, so that's not possible for our structure. So what I need to do is I need to change the styles for the small screens. When it comes to small screen, what you need to do is this, the small screen, the column span should be completely available. That's 6. It should take the single column. That means 6. So when you're making it to the small screen, this guy will take the complete screen, and remaining, you can see still it's in the same, it's taking the column span as 1 only. So we need to take this one also. We need to change that one too. So where is it? For this guy, copy this line and paste it here. So now that one also will be changed. See, for the medium screen and for the small screens. But this width is not enough. So with what we can do everything later. Okay, so far this is perfect, right? That's good. Okay, so after this, what we can do, we can change the maximum height and everything. That we do it later, or we'll finish it now itself. What we can do, I'll make this rounded as, so that it has this rounded edges. See, it's having that rounded edge. And okay, so I need to make sure that is no overflow. So overflow, it should not happen any overflow from outside of it. And I'll make the flex items center and justify center. So everything inside this division will be in the center location like this. Okay, so it's perfect. Awesome. That's done. I think so. That's done. So rounded LG. Yeah, it's having that rounded shape. Okay, so that's done. Our video container layer is done. So what we need to do is we need to bring up the video. For now, we need to bring up the video. We need to load the video container. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a video container now. That's what we need to do. Okay, so I'll create a new component called video container dot JS underscore RFC, save the changes, and we are going to, instead of this number 5, I'm going to load that video container. Okay, inside this video container, what we are going to have is we are going to have a video. That's all we are going to have, a video. And that after that, we are going to have one more division for our name. If you have a look at it, it's displaying this name over at the top, and it's having some background shadow effects also over there. So for that, I'm going to make a division, and inside that division, I'm going to have a h2 tag. H2 tag, and that H2 tag is going to load some name. Let's say this is our first video. Okay, so it's just a random name. You can use whatever name you want, because later anyway I'm not going to use this name later. I'm going to change this name according to the video name, which I'm going to pull it from the Firebase. Okay, done. Now I'll go to the Firebase and go to the video section. So let me select any one video from here. I'll go with Ninja. I'll choose this. Okay. Oh, come on. It's instead of I need to copy this link address. If I paste it over, yeah, this is the link address we need. So copy that link address and then give it to your video. So that will load that video. Yep, .mp4. Make sure you have that .mp4 and this media token and everything. That's perfect. Now it should load that video. Here we go. It's loading that video. So our video, it's loading now, but we can't see that controls. But when I click it, nothing is happening. We'll fix that one in a shot. Let me bring it to new line. Enter over here. So what I need to do, I need the controls first. So controls. So enable the controls. Now that will brings up the controls over here. So we having that controls. When I click play, it start playing it. You can see that it's playing it. Okay. Then what we need to do is I need to write some styles for this for that video tag. For this video tag, we are going to write some class. So the minimum width, it always should be full, and the minimum height, it always should be full. Width auto, height auto, and VG cover. Okay, so now the video will adjust according to the division moves. Okay, I think it's pretty cool. Now everything is done for our video container. So for this division, I'll make this division as a relative position, so that I can bring up my name at the top corner. Okay, and that should use the width and height completely for the parent container. 100% width. It should take the 100% width. Now you can see that when you're taking its 100% width, it's making this problem. See, I can't see that anymore over here. So what I'll do, I'll just remove it now. I think this is fine. Okay, let me leave it as it is. It's fine. So I don't want to collapse it. So let it leave it as it is. Then we need to write the styles for this. So class name. So for that class name, it should be absolute, and top 0 and left 0, and z index, let's say top of that video it should. So let's give some random z index, and width should be full, and height I'm just giving 40 pixels. Okay, and the padding 2 pixels. 2 means like 2.8 or something. Now you can see that name over there is having its name over there. So I'll change the text color for this class name. You can say text color. Save the changes. Still loading. Now you can see that it's having the text color over here. Then what we need to do is we need to add some background color for it. Okay, because not every video or dark background, it doesn't have a dark background. Some video have a light background also, so our text need to be pop up even it is having a light background. So I need to add some background effect. So for that only we are going to add some background gradient color. Okay, so how to add a background gradient in Tailwind CSS? So VG gradient. So you need to use the parent component as VG gradient. So here it's showing two top right, bottom left, like the different directions are there. So in our case, we are going to use the bottom. So our gradient should be from the top to bottom. Okay, to bottom. And you need to give the color. From which color to which color? So you can give three properties: from, via, and to. From means starting color, via means middle color, to means destination color. So you can use three different properties: from, via, and to. These are the three properties: from, via, and to. You just need to give the colors by using these three properties. So I'm going to start with from, black color. In between, I'm not going to give any color changes. To, transparent. So that will gives you this nice background effect over here. Okay, so see here it's having that nice background effect, but this is too top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit I'll just increase this one a little bit, 60 pixels. That's enough, I think so. Okay, now we can see that it's having that that effect over there. Okay, so we'll adjust it a little bit. Top and bottom 2 and px3. Cool. Top and bottom we need to increase it a little bit, 4. Boom. I think this is perfect. Okay, if you now don't want to work with this padding effects and all those things, we can play around with the flex and then maintain it item center, so that will maintain it in the center location of that division. Okay, so I'm okay with this. So that's pretty cool. So we need to play around this a little bit later, because when I'm playing it I need to move this out, just like the controls. See, I don't see the controls over here when I'm playing it. So like that we need to push it out when I'm playing, bring it back when I am pausing it, so that we will play around after sometimes, because we need to install GSAP and everything. Okay, so that will play around when I install the GSAP plugins and all those things. Now we just go move on to this recommended list. We'll move on to the recommended list. So our video is playing fine, but still we didn't make it as a responsive, because when I'm pushing it, see, it's making some problems. It doesn't comes as a responsiveness. It doesn't come responsive. So we need to solve this. We need to find a solution for it. So we need to fix that one before moving into that. Okay, so now we just move on to our next section. What is our next section? Or we will fix this and then we'll move on to our next section. Okay, so what I can do is, so this, it should always take the full height, full complete width and height. Okay, then what I need to do is, after this, what we need to do, we already fixed the minimum width and height, auto, BG cover, everything is done. We'll go to the index.js now. In the index.js, what we have to do is, and for this we are fixing that the maximum height we are fixing, it should take the maximum height as 400 pixels only, 480 pixels, sorry. Okay, so that when I am shrinking it, okay, that's fine, it's okay. Cool. Are we missing something? But still I'm not getting this video container. It's not showing it. Why? Let me remove this from here. It's showing the control. Then I'll remove this background color. Now if I make it responsive, okay, it's showing. It's working. Okay, somehow it's working now. We can fix this. Okay, so first we'll bring up that recommended list so that we have some idea what's the problem with that. Okay, now we'll target the recommended list over here. So inside this recommended list, so what we need to do is we need to, if you have a look at it, it's having this paragraph tag over here. It's having this paragraph tag as a recommended. So we need to have this recommended, and it's having this background color too. So let's copy this, that background color, what particular background color it's having. So I'll click this and I copy it. I think it's having the background color. We already having that same background color over there. Nope, we don't have. So I'll create a new color. So primary colon hash, paste it. I think this is the same color code only for search PG. See, both are same only, so we don't need to create a separate one. We can use that color code itself. So instead of blue color, we are going to use the search PG color. Now you can see that it's having that background, nice background color over here, and we need to bring up that paragraph inside it first. We'll bring up that paragraph. Okay, so for this, what we need to do is you need to make sure when you're overflowing it, so overflow Y should be auto. Okay, because inside this, because it's you're going to have a multiple multiple video sections, so it should have that overflow hidden. So overflow hidden. Then what we need to do, enter, and we need to create the paragraph tag, and this is recommended. Okay, and after this we need to change this color a little bit, so this text color should be different. Class name, a text color should be different, text color. And when you are fixing the font size also, font size we are fixing at 16 pixels. Let's say 15 or 18 pixels. Let's go with 18 pixels. And font, it should be bold. Font bold. And top and bottom 8 pixels margin space, and padding left and right 8 pixels. Now you can see that it's having that paragraph text as we expected, just like exactly over here. Okay, then what we need to do, we need to create a reusable component for our recommended list, just like what we did over here. Okay, so let's go up there and we will create that recommended list. So I'm just going to create a new file called, you can see that as a recommended list, recommended list dot js and underscore rfc. I'll just load that recommended list over here. What we can do is we can create a new separate division. So create a new separate division. Inside that division, I'm going to create it as a recommended list. I'm going to load that recommended list which we created. Save the changes. Nothing will happen. Why we are getting error? Invalid expected string. Check the rendered method in home. What's happening? Oops. Save the changes. That's the problem. Save the changes. That will solve the problem. Okay, problem solved. Then what we need to do is we need to write the styles for your recommended list. Open up the recommended list and we'll start writing these styles. If you have a look at over here, what we're having in the recommended list, we're having on image container and we're having this name container. Inside these names, we're having this designation that's that the video artist name, and we having the duration, and we having this views, how many views for. Okay, anyway, we are going to use the static informations only. We are not going to use the dynamic informations for that. That's, you need to write a lot of coding inside it, but the backend, we are just designing the UI, right? So I'm just going with the static informations. So div inside this division. So what we need to have, image first, image. So for currently, let me load some dummy image now. Well, let's go to the images. I'll go to the same, I'll choose the same image itself. Copy the link address and then feed it here. Then after this, what we're having a division. Inside this division, we're having the h2 tag. Okay. Division. Inside this division, we having, let's say we can say h2 or h3. We can create a h3. Let's say I'm just currently saying Suma Ninja martial arts, something. Okay. After this, after that thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, inside this h3, we need to bring up that video artist name, right? Let's say that one also Ninja. After this h3 tag, we are going to have one more division because we're having duration and view. So I'm just inside this, I'm going to have two paragraph tags. That paragraph tag one is the video duration, something like this. And another paragraph tag that is going to be the views. How many views? Let's say 65, not 35, 65, 65,000 views. Boom. We have that image, we have that text, everything is loaded perfectly. We just need to fix the styles. Okay, so first, the main styles. Let's make everything as a flex. We'll bring everything as a flex and items in the center. And then we'll write the styles for this image first. We'll reduce the image width and size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix the width and height for the medium screen and for the large screen. Okay, so for the small screen, we'll say the width, it should be 60 pixels. And for the small screen, the height, it's going to be, and the height, it's going to be 60 pixels. Okay. This is for small screen, not for the big screen. Then for large screen or medium screen, okay, we'll write for the medium screen. For the medium screen, oh, no. Medium screen also should take the same thing. Okay, for the large screen, we can say we can fix the width as 140 pixels, and for the large screen height it should be 80 pixels. And I don't need the sharp edges, so I need to reduce the sharp edge, so rounded large. And object should always fit perfectly inside that image. See, we have that thing perfectly arranged. Then we'll write the styles for this division, and before going to that division, we'll fix these text colors for this h3 tag. Okay, text colors for this h3 tag. So class name text color is going to be text color, and for the large screen the text size should be 16 pixels, and for the same small screen and for the medium screen the text size should be 12 pixels. Now you can see the text over here. And for this, it should always be class name. It should take the block, display block. So that take all the available spaces and it will come in the next line, right? So I'm just going to reduce the text size for it. Text 12 pixels. It's done. Text size 12 pixels, and the text color is going to be text gray 500. That's too dark. 400. That's perfect. Okay, I think that's good enough to go. After this, we need to target this one, so use your alt key and select create two cursors over there, and because both of them are using the same size only, text 14 pixels, font bold, text gray 500, like this. Okay, so to solve that, we'll make this as a class name as a flex. That will brings up in a single row like this. Then we need to add some margin space, right? So for that, I'll take it to the items center, and the margin top should take 2. Margin top -2. Okay, this space is enough. And for this, from the margin left, I'm going to use 6, so that you have the space between it. Okay, so I'm okay with it. This is good. Looks good enough. Because if I'm giving justify between, what happened, this is push too far to the end, so that looks awkward. So this is enough. This is more than enough. Okay, and then what we need to do is, so for here and everything is done, so we need to write the styles for the overall division now. This flex item center and margin, for because we are going to have a multiple recommended list, right? So margin bottom, it should take some space. Margin bottom 8 pixels, and cursor should be definitely pointer, and padding left and right, it should take 3. Top and bottom, it should take 2. Okay, when I'm hovering it, it should change the background color as gray 900. BG gray 900. Let's see. See, when I'm hovering it, it's changing the colors and everything. Every alignments, it's perfect, and still it's too close. So what we need to do, this division. So class name, margin left, you can say 2 pixels. Perfect. Okay, and it should take the complete width. If you have a look at it, see what is the space it's taking. It's taking that content width. I don't want that. It should take all the available space. So flex 1. Now if you check at it, even if it has a very big content, it doesn't matter. It takes that complete width, so it will adjust automatically over there. Okay, so that's good to go now. So we need to reduce the hover duration for it. So where it is, duration should be 200, not this, 2 seconds. And ease in, transition should be ease in, ease out. Boom, we have the nice transitions effect over here. Okay, so what happens when I create one more recommended list? When I copy it and I paste it a few more times, it's created perfectly, but see, we having this awkward scroll bar. See, everything is created perfectly, but we're having this awkward scroll bar. What we need to do is we need to remove this. So to do that, you need to install a package called Tailwind Scroll Bar. Tailwind CSS Scroll Bar. npm, this one, Tailwind Scroll Bar. So click it, it will load that page, copy this command, go to your command prompt and install it. Let it install. After this, what you need to do is you need to copy this line and you need to give it to your plugin. Go ahead, Tailwind configs, plugins, make sure that it's installed before saving it. Yep, it's installed. Save the changes. And now go to your recommended list, and not recommended list, inside this division, the place where you're using that recommended list. So I'm using the recommended list inside this particular division here, overflow auto over here. At this place, what I need to do is I need to write the styles for the scroll bar. So scroll bar, once I type the scroll bar, you can't see that the default scroll bar over there where it is. You can't see the default scroll bar over here. So what I need to do is I need to bring up that with scroll bar thin. It should take the size as thin. Then scroll bar thumb, it should take the gray color. It should take the dark gray color, 700. Not track. We don't need track. We need thumb. I'm sorry. That's why it's showing the track color. We need thumb. Yeah, because I don't need any track color. I need only this thumb color. Now you can see that it's having that nice scroll bar over there. Anyway, I'll make it a little bit darker. Yeah, that's good. I'm okay with this. Okay, so now we successfully created this recommended list. Okay, but if you notice that it's having this hard-coded images and everything. We'll finish this collections also, then we'll changes that data from the Firebase. Let's pull the data from the Firebase. Now we'll move on to the collections. Okay, so I don't need this multiple list anymore. Delete it. I'm okay with having only one. And now I'm going to this bottom list. Enter. And inside this bottom list, what I need to do is I need to create this collection container. Okay, so that we are going to repeat it multiple times. That's all we need to do. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new component called collection.js underscore RFC. Save the changes. Open the collection, import it. Now our collection component will be loaded here. We don't need this background anymore. Delete it. See the changes. Boom. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to write the styles for this collection now. So if you have a look at this collection, what we're having over here, we're having one picture and we're having this text which is absolute position over that picture. All right, so that's simple. We can create it. And what I need to do is inside this, I need an image first. Image, and we need one more division. And inside this division, we are going to have the h2 tag. And let's say, for instance, I'm just going to use for currently nature. Okay, and go ahead, copy that link, image link. I'm using the same. Copy this image link. So we are simply hard coding this image. Later I'll say change this, so no worries there, no worries about that. It's loading it completely like this. Before moving into it, what I can do is I can fix some class name. The minimum width, it should be minimum width of it should be 250 pixels. It should not go less than that. And the maximum height, I'm going to give it for it as 140 pixels. Okay, and width, it should be 250 pixels, and height, it's going to be 100%. And then what I'm going to do is rounded LG large. We don't need the sharp edges, so let's give some background color so that you can see it clearly. Now you can see that this is how it looks. Okay, then we are going to have a multiple thing, so margin x2, we should have some space between them, so margin x2, and make sure it doesn't have any overflow, so overflow hidden. Okay, so now if you load this image, it will loads like this. See, we have that image which is perfectly inside, but it doesn't looks great. We need to write some styles. So I'll remove this background color anymore. I don't need that anymore. Delete it. It's done. Then we need to write the styles for this. For this class name, it should take the width full, height full, object fit cover. Now you can see that it's taking that complete width and height. Boom. Then what we need to do, we need to write the styles for this division. Class name, this division should take the width full width full, height I'm going to give us 40 pixels, background as a black background. Nothing happened because we need to make it as an absolute position. Bottom 0. Now you can see it. We are seeing it over here. It's because we never given a relative position, so we need to make this as a relative position. Then only that absolute position will be check over here. Now you can see that it's having that, it's perfectly inside this shape, but it's too dark. What I need to do is I'm going to customize it. So let's say collection BG RGBA 0,0,0 colon 0.4, and then I'm going to use it inside the collections. Instead of black, collection BG, now you can see that this light black over there. Instead of 4, what we can do, we can go with 6. That's pretty cool, huh? Okay, then after that, what we need to do, we need to go back to the collections then again. Okay, so now I'll make this flex item center, so that will brings the content exact in the center position. And padding px, let's say 2. Still the text color is not visible, so I'll just make the text color as text color, and the text size should be 16 pixels. That's okay. And font bold. Boom. That's good enough, right? If I am copying it, we need to check that one also, right? If I am copying this collection and if I'm pasting it for multiple time, see what's happening? It's going in this direction. We need to bring it horizontal. What we need to do, we need to make this as a flex. I think that solves the solutions. We need to make that flex, and we need to make that overflow also, overflow x auto, and then items in the center. Okay, and if you check it, there we go. We have this scroll bar, but what I need to do is I need to scroll with this mouse wheel. When I'm scrolling like just like a normal scroll, it should scroll left to right instead of top to bottom. But usually if you hold shift and if you scroll it, it will work fine. But we can't expect every time user need to hold the shift key and they need to hold it. So we need to solve this. What I need to do it for that is we'll make it a little bit. Okay, to solve that, what I need to do is I'm going to write a script. Okay, so we are going to write a script. So we need to write a script to do that horizontal scrolling. Okay, we need to do some horizontal scrolling. So for that, what I'm going to do is where I need to start. I need to create an ID for this. So let's say ID as a scroll container. Okay, this is an ID. Copy it. What we are going to do is we are going to create a hook. We are going to create a hook as use effect. Okay, we are going to use the hook called use effect. Use effect. Let's import it and make sure it's imported from the React. Use effect, and this takes two parameters. One is function and another one is an array, empty array. It's an optional only because we don't need to execute every single time. If you pass an empty array, it will be executed only one time, not every single time. That's why we are passing an empty array. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a const scroll container is equals. From the document, we are going to fetch that document dot get element by ID. We are going to get the element by ID. That's a scroll container. Okay, and then what we need to do is after this, you can say is like that scroll container. We are going to add an event listener. Add event listener. What event listener is? Wheel. Inside that container, when I use my mouse wheel, we are going to trigger an event. Okay, and that event, it's going to be, let's say, console.log hi. Okay, let's check, let's verify it whether it's working fine or not. Inspect elements, clear this. Now when I'm using my when I'm scrolling up and down, you can see that it's triggering that function. Okay, so in that situation, what I need to do is through that event, we are just going to push this little bit left and right. From the left and right, it's going to move I hope you understand. Like what I'm going to say is when I'm scrolling up and down, I'm just going to move it scroll left. Okay, so we need to prevent the default. So event dot prevent default scrolling. So prevent default. Instead of we need to prevent the default activity of your wheel. So then otherwise it will always target the top and bottom only. So we are preventing that. Then the scroll bar container dot scroll left from the left side, scroll left plus equals event dot delta y. Okay, so delta y is the property which returns the number. Okay, it returns the property that the number we are adding, how much scrolling how many number I'm scrolling. I'm just keep on adding the number to your scroll left so that it will moves the container to the towards the left side. Oops, delta y. And if you check it now, if I scroll, you can see that it's moving. When I scroll down, it's moving right. When I scroll up, it's moving up. Okay, so if you add few more collections over here, so you can see that more clearly. See? Save the changes. It's happening instantly. Why it's happening like that? We prevented the default scroll container dot scroll left plus equals event dot delta y. Why it's not happening? What mistake we had? Okay, let me check. Let me remove that scroll bar first. Scroll bar none. It should move. It's not moving. Instead of auto, we'll make it scroll. There is some problem with this. It's not a problem, but I don't know why it's not happening. It's not adding the value with the scroll container. Even if I give delta event dot delta y or x, it should be delta y only. Use effect. It doesn't matter. Add event listener wheel event. We prevented the default event scroll left plus event. Okay, horizontal scroll with the mouse. So just found, search for it. We did the same thing only. Okay. Oh, here they did it with something like different. in a different way. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll try this one now. Copy this. I don't know why it's not working fine. Usually this used to work fine, but it's not working now. Let's see whether this solves our solutions. See, still this is also the same problem. Mm-hmm. What is this event? Okay, event is coming from there. Okay, copy this, provide this event over here. Something is wrong with this. Delta Y. Okay. So instead of selecting by this way, we'll try the query selector then. These things are not a problem, but sometimes these kinds of stuff will fix the solution. So hash, scroll left. Bring up the scroll bar. See, it's not moving up. It's not moving after the scroll bar is not moving. It's not getting the value. Actually, we're having lots of value over here. When I'm scrolling, it should scroll that much. But why it's not happening? Why? Did we miss anything? Nope, we made everything perfectly. Width, full. I understood the problem. It's my bad. So what I'm supposed to do is, okay, so I'll create one more division and then we'll try. Cut this. And we'll create one more division and keep it inside here. And we'll make that division and we'll give this ID to that one. Now I'll copy this and paste it a few more times. Okay. Yeah, now here it's okay. Okay, so actually that's why it's not allowing. Now it's okay. Because of this width, this guy, it's not allowing us. Because that width is 100%. It doesn't allow us more than to scroll beyond that. That's why inside that we are creating a division. That division will not go beyond outside of it. So it allows us to scroll right side. How much even you want, you can scroll it. I forgot to create this div. Damn it. So that consumes us 5 minutes. Okay, so now our collection is done. So what I need to do, I just remove it. Delete it. So now let's just have a look at it over here. We don't need this scroll bar, right? We don't need the scroll bar. So scroll bar none. Even if I'm having a big thing, we don't have that scroll bar over there. So what we need to do, we just need to mm, mm, image is not fitting perfectly in. Why? Why image is not perfectly fit inside? It's fit perfectly or not? No, image is not perfectly fit inside. Why this is happening now? Another one problem. Collection. I think it's because of this, I think so. No, not that one. Hmm. Nope, nope. Why it's happening? Margin? Somehow we messed up with something where something. Come on. Why this image is not taking the full width? Oh god. Where it's messing up. Because this margin left. Nope. Then where? Then where it is coming from? Ah, come on. Wait a second. Let me hide this code and check. There it was those the error. Let me hide this one also and verify it. Here now see it's showing that full image, but when I'm adding that division it's making that problem. See, it's making that problem. That means there is a problem with this division only. What is the problem? Okay, I'll check you later. I'll check you later. Let's move now. Let's move on and then we'll check these things later. Let's see how responsive it is now. Okay, so even when I'm adding it, it's coming perfect. So everything is responsive now. So we don't need to worry about it. That thing is pretty looking good. Okay, so it's completely responsive, so we don't need to worry about it. Now we just need to bring the data, and if you have it, and if you check in the Firebase, I'm already having everything is loaded, but instead of writing a fetching it through the Firebase, I already bring it everything to my loaded everything as a notepad file. Okay, as an objects file. I loaded everything as an object file. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to create a new file over here as a data.js and paste it over here. If you have a look at it, it's nothing but it's having ID, an image source, and video name. Okay, so these things are saved already over here, image name and the video source. So I created this will take long time to create, so go ahead, pause this video and create your own data.js by from there, save the changes. Okay, and then go over here and I'm going to use it inside here. So let me import that data first. Import the data. Import data from the components. Import it. Now this menu recommended list should be repeated according to that particular data what we're having in our hand. So this complete division should be inside that. So right after here, I'm opening that object. So we are conditional rendering that data. If the data is valid, dot map, open the function. Inside it will get the data, and then we'll open this. Okay, just a normal brackets, enter, and bring this inside that. So that will now repeat the total count for that. How many records you're having, according to that, it will repeat that component. See, it's repeating that component, but still it's using that static data. So what I need to do is, in the recommended list, if you have it, look at it, what we're having. We're having this image source and we're having this name, right? So the rest remaining thing I'm just going to keep as a static only. So this image, instead of this image, I'm going to use a property called image src. And for this name, I'm going to use the props called name. Okay, that means like you can say as a video name also. So let me extract this, destructure that prop over here. And we can use these two props over there to send the informations from here. Okay, so first we are going to send the image source, that data dot image source, and we are going to send the video name also, data dot video name. And it will throw an error that this should be has a unique value. So I'm just going to create a key for this, key data dot id. So now we don't get any unwanted error. So it's need to like what to say, it's need to keep on monitor this each and every component in a unique way. Then only it can target which is using like then only you can target a specific component. Okay, so now say the changes and still it's showing the same thing. Why recommended list because it's not saved. Save the changes to your recommended list. Now it should change the value over here, and see the images, everything is changed now. Okay, so far everything is good. We need to do the same thing for your collections. So let's go ahead, and then we need to do the same thing for our collections. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to enter, create it, render it, data, and data dot map, open it, data, open it again, bring the collections inside, and we need to have a key. So key is going to be data.id. Save the changes. Now you can see that it's repeating that much time the same data. We need to bring up the different elements, that images for this. So what we need to do, we just, where is the collection? I'm just going to replace this image source with image source. I'm going to create a new prop for it and destructure that prop over here, and we need to send a value for that prop from here. Image source is equals data, why it's keep on typing, data dot image source. Now this will display that images over here. Okay, so actually I spent time, I thought this image itself, it's not fit in that properly. Apart from that, everything is fitting perfectly. See, oh my god, I spent a lot of time on finding the solutions for it. Okay, good. So now everything is loaded. Now only thing is remaining is, what we need to do is, we just need to add a click event. When I click it, I need to change this video. For that, what you need to do is, okay, for that, what you need to do is, what we have to do, okay. So what I'm going to do is, instead of hard coding this video in a video container, inside this video container we can see that we are hard coding that video, right? Instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a state for it. Okay, I'm going to create a state, and initially in that state is going to, we are going to load the default, that the first video link over here. So we are going to pass that video link to this container. So let's say, let's create a state for it. Okay, so const is video comma set video equals use state. We are creating a state, and then initially we are setting a state value. Okay, we are sending an object, okay, name of that video and along the video URL. Okay, so name is going to be data. We loaded that data in from the data 0th element. Okay, 0th element, and then dot video name, and then video source, it's going to be data 0 dot video source. Okay, initially we are setting this value to the state, and we are sending this state to your video container as data. Data is equals that state. Whenever that states get updated, your video will be rendered. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to the video container, I'm going to destructure that prop as a data, because we are using data over here. And in the video container, now if I console log that data, let's see what's we are having inside the data. Now it's rendered, and if I go ahead and inspect and I click the console, and you can see that it's having an object. Inside that object, it's having a name and video source. Now we are getting the data inside our video container, right? So let me delete it. And here, instead of this hard-coded video container, instead of hard-coding that source, I'm just going to use the data.video data dot what is the object we are sending from here? Where is it? Video source. Copy it, video source. And here, instead of this, we need to use data dot name, I think so. What is the object we created? Name. Yep, name. Save it. Now it should show our birds of the group. See, it's loading that image. Birds are a group of warm-blooded with what is that, vertebrates, something else. Okay, so it's loading that image now. Okay, and now what we need to do is, all we have to do is we need to add a click event for our recommended list. For this recommended, okay, for this recommended, what we need to do is we need to add an on click event. Whenever I'm clicking that recommended, all I have to do is I need to set the video. Okay, on click event, I'm setting a video for that particular thing. Okay, so on this division over here, on this division, I'm just adding the on click event. Okay, you can't add the on click event for your component. You can add it for the division, because this division, inside this division only, I'm having this recommended list. Okay, so for this division, I'm adding the on click event. On that on click event, I'm calling a function. Okay, you can't directly set like this, set video. Okay, you can't directly set like this without using a function. If you're setting like this, it will show multiple rendering option, shows a multiple render error, so you can't do that. So create a function and then inside that set the video. Okay, what we are going to do, we are going to create a name, same prop, copy it from here and then paste it over here. Save the changes, but initially it will throws the error. Why it's throwing an error? It's because we didn't open an object parameter. Open the object parameter and then paste it over here. Okay, now instead of this data 0, use the data. So actually what's happening here is we are setting our state object. For the state object, we're having two values, name and video source. We are setting that name and video source for the current updated data, video name and video source. That means whenever I'm clicking this, it will update this video value. See? Let's keep on update that video value over there. Okay, so why we are having that video container like that? Like, let me add this full and hatch full. Click it. Now it's loading. Here we go. It's loading that video, and this one is also gets loaded. Okay, so now whenever I'm clicking it, you can see that it's changing that video. So videos keep on updating when whatever the video I'm getting. So that state, whenever you're clicking, that state will gets updated. That state will update the video container value, and you can see that it's playing that video also. Okay, so everything is nicely done. That one more thing what we need to do is to this. That's the one more thing. To this, we need to fix this. We need to fix this name. For that, we are going to use this GSAP. So search for GSAP. Okay, GSAP npm. Click it. Click this. And click this. And install this GSAP. npm I GSAP. That will be installed. So now what we need to do is we need to import that GSAP over here. Okay, we need to import that GSAP in the, I'm going to insert in the video container first, because we need to write for the video container, we need to write it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import that package, import from GSAP, imported. In that, we're having an option like timeline. We are going to create a timeline, okay? And right after here, I'm going to create a timeline. Const TL equals new timeline, okay? And I'm going to have a delay for that as colon 0.3 seconds delay effect. Okay, so I need to figure it out somehow when the video is playing, when the video is not playing. That means when the video, when the video is playing over here, when it's playing, I need to move this up. Otherwise, I need to bring it in. Okay, that's what we need to do. So what we need to do for that, what we have to do is, so over here, where it is, so I'm going to create a state const is playing set playing equals use state opponent. Initially we are setting as a false. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the use effect also, use effect. Okay, after this use effect, open it, open the bracket, create a function, and okay, inside here, that means when the is playing, that state is updated or the data is updated, this entire component should be rendered. Okay, that means whenever the state is getting updated or this data is getting updated, this entire component should be re-rendered. Okay, that's what we are going to do. Inside this use effect, I'm going to write a function if is playing. That means if is playing is true, if the video is playing, that we will need to write over here. There are certain events to be triggered. If that state is playing, what I'm going to do is TL from, okay, this is a GSAP animation function, from to, okay. So that means we are going to create an ID for your video element. So this, we are targeting this ID, main video something, copy it. We are targeting that video, hash video. That video should be moving. Okay, that no, sorry, not video. We need to target the video name. So we need to create an ID for our name, not for main video name. Copy it and paste it over here. That video name from y, from the 0th pixels to, from the opacity 1 to, that means from the initial stage to, it should move minus 20 degree. That means from here to, it should move upwards. That's why. So minus 20 pixels and opacity should be 0. Save the changes. Okay, initially it's false only. That's why. And else, if it is not playing, I need to animate it like, copy the same thing, okay, in a reverse order, from minus 20, 0 to opacity 1. Then you can see that it's animating like this. Okay, it will, if the video is not playing, it animates like this. If the video is playing, it will moves in a reverse order. To do that, what I need to do is, to figure it out, we're having two important functions. If the video is playing, we have an event called onPlay. Okay, onPlay. OnPlay, what I need to do is, I need to trigger a function to set is playing state as true. Okay, if the video is paused, that means on paused. If the video is paused, I'm going to trigger a function. I'm going to set playing as false, just like that. So now it's coming in. If the video is playing, it will goes out. If I pause that video, it will comes in. Okay, so this is how you need to use that two events when the video is playing. Now see, it's working fine. If I paused it, it's coming in. If I'm playing it, it's moving out. Okay, so now we successfully integrated that option in our video, video block. Okay, so then what we have to do is we need to do the animations. That's all we need to do. Okay, let's go to our index.js. Now what we have to do is we need to import that GSAP over here. Import timeline GSAP object also. We don't need this. Okay, from the GSAP we are importing these two objects. So first what we have to do is in the home we have to register the GSAP first, otherwise it will throw an unwanted error in the future purpose. So dot register that plugin, GSAP dot register plugin, so we don't get any unwanted error from till now. After this what we have to do, we need to create a timeline. So cost t1 timeline 1, it's going to be new timeline, and I'm going to have the same delay effect, delay colon 0.3 seconds. Okay, nothing will happen. So first what we are going to do is we are inside this use effect. After the scroll event, the scroll container event, what we are going to do is we are going to write the animation effect. So I'm just using prettier. I'm using the prettier to format my code, so I'm ignoring that to format it. So prettier, ignore. So t1 timeline 1, okay, dot from first we are targeting the logo section. Where is our logo? In the header section. In the header we are having the logo for this image. So id equals logo. We are targeting that id, that logo. So let me close this data.js. Video container is done. Menu item, no we don't okay, we'll need that one, so we'll keep it. So from hash logo we are targeting the logo. That should be x. It should start from minus 50 pixels, comes from minus 50 pixels, and the opacity should be initially 0. Okay, and ease, there are lots of ease in GSAP. If you check the GSAP documentation, GSAP, go to their official documentation and have a look at it, docs, and if you search for eases, you can see that they're having a lots of and different like easing effects. So I'm just selecting this back like this. Okay, this nice effect. So I'm just going to copy it and then I'm just going to paste it over here. Okay, then the duration of this should be 0.5 seconds, and it should, I'm just going to use this property called start. Okay, because everything should be executed in the same time. So this will be the starting animation. So after it should follow this animation one after another automatically. Okay, not one after another, it should execute in the same time. That's why. Now if you check it, see, it's coming from the left. Okay, so animation is working fine. Now if I'm refreshing it again, it's taking too long to refresh. Oh my god. If I refresh it, you can see that the animation is coming from the left side. It's working fine. Then what we have to do is after this dot from, I need to write the styles for the search box. Where is the header section? Target the search box division. So id search box. Copy this and go here and use hash search box. We are going to use the same style as it is, so I'm just going to copy and paste. Now if you have a look at it, see, it's executing at the same time. Okay, if after this what we need to do, we need to do the same thing for your menu content, this profile container. So I'm just going to copy the same thing and paste it one more time and go to header section, and I'm going to name this division as ID as a profile container, so that we can target this ID. Copy this and go here and replace this. Save the changes. Now you can see that the entire header is animated now. Now we need to do this the same thing for this menu containers. Each and every menu inside this inside the header, not header, inside this index, this is that divisions, right? So for this menu, what we are going to do is I'm going to create ID for this ID as a left menu, the parent container. So whatever the divisions inside this parent container, I'm going to target that parent container, right? So we can write the styles for that easily. So dot from, we are going to write the styles for that. Dot from open it, hash left menu. Inside the left menu, if you have that division, we are targeting that division. Okay, so x present, we are opening it, x present to get the complete length of that x, so 100%. Okay, then opacity 0, and I'm using the stagger. Oh, you will know why I'm using the stagger, because each menu should come one after another. That's why we are using the stagger. And I'm using the same ease effect from here. Copy this ease and paste it over here. And after that, duration should be 0.5 seconds. Now I hope that will solve the solution, and after this it should be run along with that. Save the changes, it's rendering. Now we can see that, see, it's coming like this. Okay, but the problem, what's the problem here? Okay, the same problem. So what we need to do is we need to make this left menu as a Z. It should be at the top, so Z10. Now you can see that it's working fine. Instead of 100%, minus 100. Now you can see that it's coming from the left. Okay, initially it's coming from this side, but it's coming from this side now. Instead of right side, it's coming from the left side now. Okay, then what we have to do, we need to do the same kind of setup for our recommended list also. So copy this and paste it few more times. Okay, instead of this left menu, what I'm going to do, this recommended list. Where is that recommended list? Over here, this recommended list division. Okay, for the recommended list, we are going to create an ID for this recommended ID as recommended list. Copy it and feed it over here. Good. And do the same thing for your collections also. So for the collections also, you need to do the same thing. And for the collections, we are having already the scroll container, so we can target the scroll container at division itself. Now if you check it, see, everything is running fine except this. What's happened? What's the problem with that? Start. Why? Refresh it. Yeah, everything is working perfectly now. Okay, so the animation, everything is nicely done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you love this video, kindly give a like and share this video with your friends. And if you have any doubts, just let me know in the comment box. I'll right there to help you, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Have a great day.